There are over 1.65 million home invasions in the United States of America per year. Nickelodeon recently went through some disturbing reveals
that paints a terrible history. Whether it's the home, the human body, or the human psyche, there are few things that can be more frightening than intrusion, intrusion.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to 31 Days of Horror. I am Morgan Film Fan. Let's jump into some scares. The Intruders is a film from 2015 starring Miranda Cosgrove. I keep saying Miranda Lambert for whatever reason. It's the country fan that comes out of me. But Miranda Cosgrove, famous for iCarly, starting off in School of Rock when she was a little girl. And this was filmed in Sudbury, Ontario, which is just 5 hours north of where I live. And very generic film, something that crossed my eye recently. I've always wanted to see Miranda Cosgrove in some adult, especially horror roles, I should say. And this one definitely caught my interest, and I wanted to start off 31 Days of Horror with this bad boy. So what we have going on here is we have very basic plot where this takes place in the United States, by the way, even though it was filmed in Canada. I don't know why they don't just have films shot in Canada take place in Canada, but it is what it is. She's moving from California with her father, and they are moving to Illinois, where it is very chilly. And this girl has just lost her mother and is going through some trauma and turmoil. It turns out her mother was schizophrenic, and it's suggested that she recently offed herself. So this takes a very big mental toll on our character named Rose, played by Miranda Cosgrove. Austin Butler is also in this film, which is very interesting to see him in an earlier role, outside of playing Elvis, of course. And her father is basically refurbishing a home, and Miranda Cosgrove's character Rose is very much not happy with this. She seems to suffer from certain psychotic episodes, and it's said that she's taking a break from college suggested by her doctors, and she's on medication, and she's one of these people that really pieces things together and finds meaning in everything, and she's basically going through mental turmoil, essentially. She ends up meeting a neighbor of hers across the street, which is this girl named Leela. And Leela seems very down and out, very depressed herself. Her father's very sketchy. There's a lot of mystery going around this town, especially the home involving this girl named Rachel, who used to live in the home that they currently occupy. And apparently Rachel was known to have basically ran away with this guy named Marcus, which she fell in love with, and he fell in love with her. And according to an email, they ran away. However, the pieces of the puzzle don't really match with that, and Rose ends up seeing writing saying, Rachel was here in the basement, and this house has basically nooks and crannies all over the place, secret rooms, all kinds of old home, 4-story home kind of things going on. This is a very generic story and a very generic film. However, this film is loaded with atmosphere, and I love a good atmospheric film. The old dark house thing is very present here. I love the winter theme. I mean, I'm Canadian, so the whole winter vibe, cold vibe, very, very much gives me nostalgia, and I really like seeing that in cinema. And it's got some really creepy piano music as well. So it's a very entertaining film. Austin Butler does a very good job. Obviously, he plays the love interest, and obviously everything plays out cheesy and corny and what you would typically see in a kind of coming-of-age, kind of broken girl, handsome guy comes around. There's actually a really funny scene when he's introduced. He comes into the home and he's a construction worker, or not a construction worker, sorry. He works construction, I guess. But he comes into the house because he has keys, and then she has no idea who he is, and she basically throws a phone at him or something and grabs a knife and starts interrogating him, and they have this like funny conversation where he's like, I'm just the worker, there's tools in the basement, you can go check for yourself. So that was cute. I liked this. It goes into an interesting third act, and like I said, when it comes to the atmosphere, I just like the design of the house and everything. Now, I have to mention something that is going to be a spoiler, so I'm going to give everybody a chance to shut this off if you don't want to know anything else about this film, because I'm going to compare this right now to another film, but once I compare it to that other film, it's going to basically just give the whole plot away. So here's your chance now. This is my warning to shut off the video if you don't want to know anymore. Alright, so the biggest thing that this film reminded me of at the end is the film The Boy. And the plot and the ending especially is very similar. You got your, house with a bunch of rooms that people don't know about, and she starts discovering them, and then you have your reveal with this couple, Marcus and Rachel, that apparently ran away. And you get your twist reveal involving them and what really happened, because Rose's character through the whole film is trying to, solve this mystery kind of thing. There's also a lot of skepticism on the neighbor, the father of Leela that lives across the street. And, excuse me. And he was suspected of having kidnapped Rachel as well at some point, and he was questioned by the police. So Rose's character is always skeptical about him. And she's looking out the window, and she's seeing him load heavy bags into his truck with a shovel and like really sketchy shit. So, but I liked the reveal, and I liked the boy vibes that this film gave me. So, really entertaining stuff. The best thing about this film is the atmosphere, like I said. The story, if you've ever seen a PG-13 horror film before, I mean, for God's sakes, Austin Butler has a line where he says, "This is so effed." So clearly they wanted to make this as wide of an audience appropriate as they possibly could. So The Intruders is not a bad film. As generic as it is, it's still entertaining. And like I said, it gave me a lot of close to home vibes, even though I don't live very close to Sudbury. But when it comes to Southern Ontario, even though Sudbury is pretty much Northern Ontario, you get the Canadian vibes in here, which I definitely like. But if you're from Illinois, I mean, it's pretty snowy there too, or New York. We know what snow is, I hope. And we don't live in igloos, just to throw that out there as well. So that's day one. Good start so far. I mean, not perfect. I gave this a 2.5 out of 5. Had fun with it. Could have been better. A little bit cheesy, a little bit generic, but for the atmosphere, it's definitely a win. Please join me for tomorrow for day 2 of 31 Days of Horror. And until next time, stay tuned. Take care. Cheers.